Okay, class, this is your fourth and final video for putting together your characterization essay on Forrest Gump. As I stated just at the beginning, this is your fourth video, meaning that you've had three previous ones. Now, your previous ones were you had a video on outlining your introduction paragraph, then there was another video on outlining your body paragraph one, and then there's another video on outlining your body paragraphs two and three. But this is the fourth video, and this video is all about putting together your conclusion and ultimately putting together your final draft. Okay? So first, let's talk about the conclusion. Right? So here is your characterization essay outline. If you don't have this document open, please pause the video now and open this document. Okay, if you're back, then I'm assuming you have this document open, right? Now, your document, if I scroll through, should be completely filled in. Every one of these boxes for body paragraph one, body paragraph two, body paragraph three, all of these boxes should be completed on yours. If it's not completed through body paragraph three, you're on the wrong video. You want to go back and complete these first, all right? If you are done and you're on the conclusion, then you're ready to put your conclusion together. Now, the conclusion paragraph is very simple. There are two parts to it. One, you're just going to restate your thesis statement, and you want to make sure it's in slightly different words from how you worded it in your introduction. And then you want to end your essay by connecting your topic to your reader and today's society. You also want to leave your reader with some sentences to think about, some ideas that your essay kind of covered. I'll show you how to do that. So let's talk about A first. Restate the thesis statement, right? So your thesis statement was found in your introduction. So I'm going to go all the way back up here to my introduction to this part right here where it says thesis statement, right? So you want to take this statement and you want to repeat it, but you want to do it in slightly new words. You don't want to repeat the same exact words because then it sounds like you're repeating yourself. So what I can do is I can easily copy it, control C, and go down here to my conclusion. And obviously, I want to start off by saying something like in conclusion, or you can say something like to summarize. A transitional statement that leads into your introduction. The common way is in conclusion. If you want to do it that way, you can. If you want to say it in different words and be different, by all means, you can. And then I'm going to paste my thesis statement. So it says, in conclusion, Lieutenant Dan Taylor is a complex character due to blah, blah, blah. Again, we got all these points that we have from our thesis statement. But again, I want to do it in slightly different words. So I might change some things in my thesis statement. I said, instead of saying that Lieutenant Dan Taylor is a complex character due to his physical, emotional, psychological traits, I could say something like, in conclusion, Lieutenant Dan Taylor's, should I delete this here? What should I do? Lieutenant Dan Taylor's physical, emotional, and psychological traits make him a complex character. Notice I just kind of rephrased it. Moreover, through the character, the audience learns that someone may have a physical disability. I can leave that the same if I want, or I can kind of switch that up to a little bit. Instead of saying physical disability, I might say physical challenges. Just some different language in order for it to still make physical challenge. I'm sorry, and feel like they have lost their destiny maybe in life instead of purpose in life. See what I'm doing? I'm just taking words and I'm just kind of changing them a little bit. So I'm not saying the same thing exactly. That way it doesn't sound like I'm repeating myself. So that once I've done that, then I'm ready to end my essay. You want to end your essay by connecting your topic to your reader or today's society. So what that means simply is this. After someone has read your entire essay, after they've read it from the beginning all the way to the end, what kind of lessons or words of wisdom can you leave your reader with? Some words of advice, some ideas that are connected to the topic of your paper, right? Now, I'm not going to write anything here because this has to come completely from your own brain. I'm talking 2 to 5 sentences, maybe a little bit more if you're a good writer, but that's all I'm looking for, where you just kind of leave your reader with some ideas or how is this paper relevant to them? What can they get out of it? Make sure that you understand not about Forrest Gump, but about themselves, life lessons that they could learn from your essay, right? So you might want to look through your essay, think about what are some things that my reader can walk away from having learned from my essay, right? And you say things like um, topics that your paper dealt with or issues that your paper discussed, right? And just kind of leave your reader with some ideas, right? This part you're gonna have to try to do on your own. So what I want you to do right now is first pause the video and restate your thesis statement in this box. Do that now. Okay, if you're back, then I think you have part A done. So now you're ready to finish your essay by ending your essay with some kind of words of advice or ideas or food for thought that they can think about as they are finishing, as you wrap this paper up. This is like your closing statements. So pause the video and write this final part. All right, if you're back, then I'm assuming you have something written here, which means all the boxes, every single one on this outline should be completed. And if that is the case, now you are ready to put your essay together and you're almost done. All right, so this outline did the whole essay for you. So now what you want to do is you want to go back to Google Classroom and you want to make sure you have this document open that says Final Draft Characterization Essay. It'll look like this. So pause the video and open up this document. All right, if you're back, then I'm assuming you have two documents open, your outline and this document. Right? So up here, first, where it says name, you want to change the name. So I'm going to type my name, Corey Gasaway. Don't type my name, type yours. I'm going to change the date. The due date is on the 18th, so I'm just going to assume that that's what you're turning this in. So I'm putting 10/18. Period, you would put whatever period you are, period 1 or period 2, period 4/6, or period 7/8, depending on what period you are. And then I'm just going to put 1 here for an example. And then you leave this word here for characterization essay. Now here's where your title is going to go, but we'll talk about the title later. Now we're going to talk about putting your paper together. So if you notice, if I click right here, you'll see the cursor indent. See how it's indented right here? How it's brought in from the side of the margins? I set that up for you perfectly. So all you should have to do is click right here, and the cursor should pop up indented, leaving some space here. Right. So pause the video now and put your cursor right here. All right, if you're back, then you got the cursor indented, so you're ready to put your paper together. So how do you do that? You just come back over here. I highlight my first part of my introduction. I'm going to copy it. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to highlight the whole box. You just want to highlight the font. So I'm going to highlight and copy it, Control C. I'm going to come over here where my cursor is. I'm going to paste it. See what it did? Not only did it indent it, but it also double spaced it. I set it up that way, so it should do that for you automatically, right? And then I'm going to put my cursor right here, and I'm going to double space. So I want you to go grab your first sentence from your paper and paste it right here. Pause the video and do that now. All right, if you're back, then I'm assuming that you have your first statement done. So then you go right to your second statement of your introduction. I'm going to copy it, come back here, paste it. Look at how it's all set up, double space, nice. I'm going to space again. I'm going to come back here, get my third part, copy it, and hit enter. And look at that. My introduction paragraph is there, perfectly written on the screen. Right? So watch, if I hit enter at the end of this line, and then I tab it in, again, enter and tab it in by hitting the tab button, it indents it again. So now I'm ready for my first body paragraph. So I go back to my essay, I go to my body paragraph 1, I grab my first sentence, copy it, paste it, space, go back and get my next sentence, copy it. Oh, I don't want to get the whole box, just want to get that part. Copy it, paste it. Go back here, copy it, paste it. And notice how it's putting my essay together in order. I'm just going part by part. Copy the next line. Oops, I want to delete that there. Copy it, paste it. And it's putting my entire first body paragraph together. I'm going to go to my example 2. Again, this is still the same paragraph, so I'm not going to go to a new paragraph yet. Copy it and paste it. I'm going to go right here to my next part. Copy it and paste it. I'm gonna go right into my next part, and I just keep doing this for the whole paragraph, and then I'm gonna get my last part. Now I notice I'm not done here, so I'm not gonna copy this part, but you would copy this part. So what I want you to do right now is go into your document and put your first paragraph in, and get the whole paragraph put down there. So pause the video and do that now. All right, if you're back, then I'm sure you have your first body paragraph pasted on this document. So now, once again, you want to enter, you want to tab it in, you want to do another paragraph. So you want to go to body paragraph 2 and copy it, and paste it again. And again, this is my second paragraph, so I'm going to go all through it. And you just kind of keep doing this process for each paragraph. And every time you go to a new paragraph, you're going to want to indent. Again, copy it. And you can see, just putting the essay together, nice and in order. All of it will flow together if you did it properly. And paste it. Again, there we go. I'm just going to pause there. And 'cause I don't have any more. So you want to do that for your second paragraph, and then you're going to want to do that for your third paragraph, and then you're going to want to do that for your conclusion paragraph. So pause the video now and put your whole paper together. All right, if you're back, then I'm assuming your whole paper is now on this document. You should actually have more than me. You should have your introduction paragraph. You should have your first body paragraph. You should have your second body paragraph, and then you should have your third and your conclusion too. Right, so you should have 5 paragraphs instead of the 3 that I have on here. Again, so you should have 5 paragraphs done. If your whole paragraph is on there, then you're ready then to almost submit. Now, I have some last minute things I want you to check before you submit your essay, right? So, number one, there are required 5 paragraphs with each paragraph indented. So make sure that you have 5 paragraphs and every paragraph is properly indented like this. So 5 of them, right? Number two, the essay is double spaced. If you did it right, it should look like this with double space with spacing in between each line. I set it up that way, so if it doesn't look like that, ask me and I'll help you to do that. Number three, read the essay to yourself, either at home or with someone listening. Listen for errors or moments where it may sound grammatically incorrect. If you hear something that seems off or that does not flow well, you want to edit that portion. So again, you want to go back up here. You want to go through. You want to read your whole essay. Make sure it makes sense. Correct your errors. Look for your grammar errors. Maybe have someone else at home read it or read it to them before you submit it, it sounds and looks good. Now here's the fourth one. This one's important. Make sure the essay is all the same font type, Arial, and same font size, all 11 or all 12. I think it should be 12, and make sure the color is also black. So I'm going to highlight my whole essay. That way I can change it all to black, and I have it all Arial. I'm going to make sure it's all Arial 12. Okay, and now it's all one color, so it's nice and sophisticated and clean, like an essay should look. All right, so you don't want colors on your document, so that number 4 is really important. Okay. Number 5, make sure you have changed the title of your essay to a title that reflects your essay's main argument. So I'm going to come back up here, and where it says title, I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to come up with a title for my essay. Now, a really bad title is Forrest Gump essay. That's boring, right? You want it to reflect what your essay is about. So I can say something like, um, Lieutenant Dan is a complex character, right? That's even kind of boring too, right? That's what I wrote about. So you want to write about a title that maybe something that reflects your paper, what your paper was all about. You have to come up with that title yourself, though. Be creative with your title, but make sure that it makes sense. So pause the video now and try to give, or when you're all done. I'm sorry, when you're all done, try to give your paper a title. Okay. So I'm gonna leave this back up here just because uh, it's an example. Right. Come back down here. It then says make sure your word choice and diction is formal and sophisticated. So that means go through your essay and make sure that you have nice, strong language, that you're not using some really boring words and adjectives and descriptions. Try nice, proper language. Make sure that it's all proper. 7, make sure that you have not put yourself in your essay. No first person pronouns like I, my, or me. Keep yourself out. You should not be anywhere in your essay. If you are, you want to change that. Only your textual evidence from the movie should have those words in it. Like if Forrest says I, then that should have I in it, but no I. You should not be in the paper. The same with you and your. You should not have any second person pronouns in your essay either. So no you, your. Don't talk to your reader. Up here in my thesis statement, I don't say that the audience learns that you may have a physical disability. I say that the audience that even though someone may have a physical disability, so I keep it very general. And, and then finally, last but not least, make sure all your evidence is cited properly. I have an example here for you. So when you're quoting something, make sure you have quotation marks around it. You make sure that's all done. Again, if you go back up to my essay, I have a quote right here. I have who's speaking. Lieutenant Dan tells Forrest that I have it quoted, and then I have the actual quote quoted. So any quotes need to be properly cited. So you want to go through this checklist once you have your essay on here and make sure that you've done all of these steps. When you're done with that, you are ready to turn your essay in. So you would just go to Google Classroom and submit it, and you are all done with the Forrest Gump essay. And congratulations, this is quite the task. It's just the first essay we're going to do, but it gives you an idea of what a good, strong essay would look like. If you have any other questions, just ask me. Otherwise, good luck to you on putting this final draft together, and congratulations when you are finished.